Down by the lot near the old cafe where the sun fries cars all night and day, there's a wild crew doing what they do. Yeah, you know them, the parking lot crew. Refugees with moves so tight, waving cars in left and right. 10 ways to say, yo, park that straight. 12 for bro, you're 20 late. Neanderthals in safety vests, snack in hand, but doing their best. One grunted loud, broke out in a jig. Turns out he just wants a parking gig. Canines bark like they run the block. Chased a drone down, beat the clock. One gave change with a tail wag spin. That dog's got tips and a toothy grin. Who you gonna call when the lot gets loud? Parking cones up and the drawing a crowd. Whistles blow and the scooters fly. It's the parking crew and the riding high. From the streets of town to the lot bazaar, they'll guard your ride like a superstar. Yeah, from Josie streets to America, it's the funky, fearless parking lot crew. Car guard shout near the garbage bin. Who parks scale? You let them in. They blow their whistles in perfect time, like a backup band with a traffic sign. Then here comes Wyatt, the colonel boss. Duct tape boots and a look that's sauce. Rides a scooter with flashing beams. Salutes pigeons, yells at ice cream. Men, dogs, apes from a line. No dents, no scrapes, no overtime. If they park like chaos, made a plan. Fight them twice and be the man. Who's got the beat in a vested hat? Parking legends funky like that. Guard your eye with soul and flair, and a hi-fi breeze in the summer air. From this lie here to America, it's the wild, proud parking lot crew.
Hey folks, welcome back to Atari Night Owls. I'm still feeling pretty crappy here, and I had to change a whole bunch of settings in my software. Let me just see if I can hear it. Change a whole bunch of settings. Alright, so for some reason my camera wouldn't shut off. It was staying on all the time whenever I opened this program. I just had to delete the camera. Okay, now it's shutting off. And reinstall it. Yeah, but I lost one of my little cameras, so now I can't play both of them at the same time. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, so unfortunately, I had to redo settings, reboot my computer. I see a lot of the software updated, so apparently another Windows update. When they lied and said they would never update Windows 10, they keep updating the crap after the fact. So hopefully everything's working here. Apologies, I am really feeling poorly, but I felt an obligation to do something tonight because there's some news tonight that's interesting. Even though this is a news program, I want to get to this because tomorrow morning I've got biz news early in the morning, and after biz news, if I've got the energy, it's Scotland and France, which I'd like to cover, so we'll see. 10 extra bags split between people. Yeah, I've heard of that, Prime Board. That's a ridiculous amount of luggage. If you want, airlines aren't there to facilitate your container shipment to America. That's ridiculous. Yolan says, guess what? I'm guessing you have a plane ticket, Yolan. Johan in China, good morning. No, I'm not feeling any better, thank you. I've been lying around since 2 p.m. That was 9 hours ago, and I don't feel any better. I dozed off for a little bit during the Wales and Ireland game. Boy, the Welsh really is flesh in here. The Welsh really, yeoman's effort, 200 and some tackles. They really gave it their all. This is a team that's on the verge of finally getting it together, but they're not quite together yet, so I feel bad for them. But Ireland, this was on the cusp there. Late in the game, all it took was a converted try from Wales, and they were down inside the 22. And they had a chance at it, but they threw the ball, missed it, went backwards, and they want to turn the ball over to Ireland. So unfortunate for them, but what a great effort by Wales to get something out of this game. So yeah, they're making some progress, much better than they appeared in the first game against England in the Six Nations. 10 travel booking. Okay, all right. Okay, well, hopefully you're on your way soon, Yolan. Okay. I want to hear from more people that have had their flights delayed. Good morning, Ben, 670215. Ben. Yeah, there's a lot of Democrats in that part of the country, Virginia. Biden being Biden is funny. I didn't see Biden. I didn't see the funeral. I just, didn't see it. But I do have some news here. I don't know if it's real. Excuse me. Excuse me. Does the president also need to have a visa? Yeah, he has to have a visa to enter the country. They're given a diplomatic visa. Yep. Read the article, won't spoil the nasty news here, says Zayf Ostoisen. I'm not sure which news that is. Oh, Mad Max says, now I know who the famous person was the Colonel talked about. Maybe. He's not the only famous person that's already come over. There's another one's already come over. So there's a couple of famous people. Other one is under the radar. So, yeah, this is not good for South Africa, folks. Not good. But, hey, you know what? That's what they get. I mean, they just want to poke the United States. So what did Ramaphosa say in his New York Times interview? We're not a threat to the United States. We're a small country. Isn't that what Ramaphosa said? Let me find that. I think that I used a word file. Let me just find that text. He said, we're not a threat. We're a small country. How do we threaten the United States? And then what's the next thing his country does is they come out and attack the United States. Unbelievable. Dipshit Ronald Lamola is at it again. So here he goes. He said, let me find where he said this at. Yes, I think he's really just bereft of any reality about what South Africa's all about. We know what South Africa's all about. Promoting racism and bigotry and hatred. That's what the ANC's about. The country may not be about that, but the ANC and what it stands for racial oppression. We're rather amazed at the attention he gives us. Well, you're seeking attention. You've done it again today. We're a small country. We're no threat to the United States. Well, that's total bullshit. And then he sticks his nose in our visa restrictions. South Africa has visa restrictions and bans on countries, but we can't have them. South Africa bans other countries in Africa and restricts their visas, but we can't do that. What kind of bigotry and racism is that, Cyril Ramaphosa? You're not a threat to the United States? Well, look at this bullshit. Not a threat to the United States? Look at this dipshit right here. Ronald Lamola, U.S., Israel, Iran in breach of UN charters, Mideast conflict spirals. Why don't you shut your cake-hole and start taking care of your population? Ineffective justice minister, even worse foreign affairs minister. Department of International Relations Cooperation warned of the risk of a regional conflagration as the week-old war in Iran escalated. Yeah, you're right. There is a risk of expansion of this war. Right on down to the ANC. Right on down to the Thule House. Keep running your cake hole and you're going to wind up in all kinds of trouble here. This is not something to trifle with. You're dicking around with a man who will not dick around with you. Keep pushing, keep being asses, and you will find yourself disappearing from the face of the planet. I swear to gosh, this is ridiculous. These people are dumber than rocks. I mean, a box of rocks is brighter than this. It's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. South Africa expresses deep concern of the escalating crisis in the Gulf arising from the use of force by the United States and Israel against Iran. But they made no statement about the murder of 30,000 Iranians. No statement about the murder of 1,200 international citizens in Israel on October 7th, 2023. Actually, they did make a statement. Now, Lady Pandora congratulated Hamas. Yeah, physics doesn't bend. That's exactly right. Thank you, Arctic. People carrying too many bags is too much. The plane can carry so much weight. That's the reason why they're building a new $45 billion airport in Addis Ababa. Bole Airport, which is in the city of Addis Ababa, is at about 8,500 feet, 9,000 feet. The planes can't lift off with a full fuel load. They can't lift off. So they leave with half a load of fuel and people's baggage. And then they fly to Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. And from Jeddah, then they refuel and they fly the rest of the way to America or to Europe. Yeah. No, physics is physics. You can't overcome that. Not until we invent, the transporter like Star Trek has. 10 bags is outrageously ridiculous. You need to ship that in a container or something. Get my number for the colonel if you need some advice or just want some info. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it's going to arrest Ramaphosa while he's here. He has no basis for doing it. But I mean, sitting in Kansas sorting my 1800s South African coins, Melonite. I'm a South African farm girl. Look at that. Another person in the States. Look at that. I hope you guys getting plenty of ads to watch. Yeah, don't mess with the IRS, man. Do not mess with the IRS. They are. I paid way more than I need to pay in taxes this year just to make sure I was covered. Yep. So hopefully I'll get a big check back because I overpaid by a wide margin. Because my YouTube channel actually had some revenue last year, something I'm not accustomed to having. Okay. Well, you don't have to assimilate. You just have to, fit into society. You can keep your unique cultural distinctiveness. That's perfectly fine. You don't have to forget who you are. Mad Max says, your atomic clock's never shut down. I just hope you get better. Well, I'm trying. Last night I spent time writing a donor letter for the Veterans Organization. I made those videos. I published them last night before I went to bed. Yeah, and then got up this morning. Did an interview for FG this morning, which was nice. Ronald Mole's like a fox terrier, always sniffing around for crap. Yep. One of the colonel's interviewees said the interview that a lady with extra bags had to have all her bags delayed because the plane was full. Yeah, that's already happened. And what you do is you affect multiple people. So you affect people on the next flight who won't get their bags when you have too many bags. Look, I don't understand. Guys, anyway, I'm not going to get into it. People's feelings are going to hurt if I say this, okay? So I'm just going to leave it there. Stop whining. I pay for crap that I'm not allowed to get benefit from as I am not a U.S. citizen. Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? Well, you pay taxes because you work here. Damn right you're paying taxes. Hey, line to send. And I'm supposedly retired according to Ronaldo. I shouldn't be paying any taxes. Yeah, but, we're no threat to the United States. We're a small country. And look at this bullshit. Then the very next day, the department has recalled that it had earlier condemned the attacks on Iran by the U.S. and Israel on February 28th, but they didn't condemn the attacks by the Iranians on their citizens. International Relations Cooperation Minister Ronald Mole's office condemned Iran's retaliation against several Gulf nations. Oh, at least they did that. Of course, that's because they're Arab Muslim countries. The only reason they did it. Iran has a right to defend itself against those states and engage in armed attacks, but those states did not engage. South Africa affirms that the UN Charter strictly limits use of force situation, legitimate self-defense following an armed attack, as provided for in Article 51. Well, okay. Shall we just go on? Beirut, 1983. 241 American soldiers, Marines killed by the Islamic terrorist from Tehran. That is an attack. We are entitled to self-defense against that. Exactly. You can buy better stuff here. So why do you need to leave your pep store crap in South Africa? Yep. Yes. This is just stupid. We call on all stakeholders to prioritize de-escalation and avoid further confrontation. I call on the ANC to resign from government and remove itself from the stain that it's created in South Africa. I hereby call on the African National Congress to remove its members of parliament for being ineffective legislators and find people who can walk and chew gum simultaneously and appoint them to the seats that you won with your 40%. That's what I call on. Yeah, and you can start with the president and the foreign minister and the minister of defense and the minister of agriculture. Just remove all of them. Oh, yeah, and the Minister of Infrastructure, too. That's untrue, Arctic. That's not true. You do get Social Security benefits. You just have to have 40 quarters of credible pay. You will get Social Security after 40 quarters of credible pay, which is 10 years. You work for 10 years, you get your Social Security benefits. Done and dusted, whether you're an American citizen or not. Who told you don't get Social Security if you're not an American citizen? They lied to you. They lied to you. Don't forget the bullshit called Medicare. Yeah, well, I don't get Medicare either, buddy. I've been paying for 40 years. You've been paying for a year. I've been paying for 40 years, Medicare. I don't get jack shit from that. In fact, I have no dental coverage. I have no eye coverage. Yep. Nope. None of that coverage. And if I go today, I can't even see a doctor. I have to call and sit on hold for an hour and a half or go online and log in with an authenticator. And maybe I'll get in today. Maybe the website's down. Maybe I won't get in. Look for a frickin' appointment to see the doctor. And the doctor's not available until frickin' May. For sickness today. Not on your visa. No, there's no way that they can take your Social Security and you don't get credit for it. I want to see that next time I see it. You need to show me that. We have lots of Mexicans that live in Mexico who worked 40 credible, accountable quarters in the United States and then retire in Mexico and get their Social Security checks. Yep. Well, if you've been here 5 years, you shouldn't be getting Medicaid. I mean, if you're here 5 years and you're on Medicaid, then you're just a burden to us. You're just a burden, like the Somalis seem to be. 45% unemployment. Talk about a useless bunch of people. Ooh, is that racist? No, it's a statement of fact. I need to clear up my question bag. It has nothing to do with refugees. No, I got you, Primal Boar. Film gear, I got you. We're not picking on you. Yeah, well, I've had film crews travel before, like the guys from CakeNet, and they brought a lot of bags. The problem is usually you're better off if you have 3 people. So only 2 people coming, you got 10 bags. That's a bit much. They're going to charge you. I don't know what they're going to charge for that. But you can ask. Check your airline. If it's Delta or United, ask them. Yeah. So, yeah. Got you, Primal Boar. We weren't ganging up on you. Social Security problems in Owensboro, Kentucky. You need to contact the Social Security and file a grievance. Okay? Where is that at? Come on. I saved this thing. Documents. There it is. Social Security Administration complaints. Here's the number you call. Call the toll-free customer teleservice center and tell them about your complaint. They'll write it down and send it to the appropriate office. Here's the number. 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, Eastern Standard Time. Well, I assume it's Eastern Standard Time. It doesn't say. It might be for your region. It might be that way. So you need to, if you guys have Social Security issues, you need to start making complaints. And that's who you call. That's the number for Social Security Administration. You can find all this online with Google. Google's your friend. Yeah. So if you have a discrimination case, that's different, but that's just a complaint, okay? Yeah, the first one's 100, I think, and then after the second bag, then after they start jacking it up. Private healthcare in South Africa sounds better. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Are you paying attention to what's been going on here? All these people who came as refugees have had cancer treatments, have had EKGs, they've had Lou Gehrig's disease treatment, they've had mental health care, all for free. They're paying nothing. Some pay a little small copay. Yeah, no. What do you mean sounds better? No, that's bullshit. The reason these people are all messed up physically is because they were treated like shit in South Africa and they got poor health care there. That's why they're all in poor shape. More than the number of South Africans I talk to that have medical problems who come over here is just off the charts. It's a pretty high percentage. 1/3 of the viewers hit the like button. I don't know. Maybe they don't like the comments. Some people don't like what I have to say. That's fine. Nothing I can do about that. Some people just forget. Hey, El Murray. But if you're on Medicaid 5 years after you arrive here, then you weren't the people that we were hoping would come over here. 5 years? You can't make it in 5 years in this country, then you're not trying. Right? Serious. 10 to 20 bags film gear, so not holiday bikinis. Ah, damn, Primal Bar. I was hoping you had bikinis in the 10 suitcase full of bikinis, man. We could have had a serious, party. Could have been like the Hustler House or the Playboy Mansion. Ah, that's funny. That's funny, Primal Bar. Well, you're welcome, Erica. Give them a call. See what they say. Yeah, trolls are like moths. They're drawn to light. That's right. Right, because they couldn't afford private health care in South Africa. In the USA, if you have job, health care is doable and equally affordable. Exactly. My problem is that I'm not retired near a major military installation. If I was retired and lived in North Carolina outside Fort Bragg in Fayetteville, I'd go to Fort Bragg. I'd get all my care there. Get cancer surgery there. I'd get what's the root canal? They do the colonoscopy. They would do that there. I'd get eye surgery there. I'd get free dental care. I get all that stuff because it's all there. But I don't get anything because all we have is a clinic here, and it's not enough doctors and too many people, and so it's crap. It's crap. Thank you, Mad Max. A Blue Cross is one, yeah. The bottom line is, here's the problem. The medical system is all screwed up from a standpoint of the way that Obama interfered in the insurance market. They rigged the insurance market with the Unaffordable Care Act, so we have bizarre outcomes when it comes to medical care now. So the cost of medical care has sextupled since that scumbag Barack Obama, who ran his mouth attacking Trump at Jesse Jackson's funeral, the race hustler himself, the racist himself, Barack Hussein Obama, attacking Trump today at a funeral. What a sick bastard that guy is. It's like all the bastards went to Paul Wellstone's funeral, attacking Republicans, attacking Bush when Wellstone died. What a bunch of idiots. Yeah. So anyway, the problem is they screwed up the system intentionally to make the insurance companies wealthy, and they got millions of dollars in payouts for the re-election campaigns and money probably stuck in their pockets, and it ruined the healthcare system. So I just got a bill for the injection. Do I have that here? Let me see if I have it here. For the injection in January in my hip. I just paid it. Is it here? I'm trying to see if it's here. No, it's not in that stack. Hang on a sec. Give me a second here. It might be behind me. No, this is just telling me that my neurologist isn't my neurologist anymore. Yay, thanks for that. There it is. There it is. All right. The charge for the injection and to drain my hip was $180. I had to pay $39. The insurance company refused to pay $119. They paid $21. So they paid half what I paid. My insurance paid half what I paid. Police pay, copay. My copay was $39. Now that's a flat rate. If this had cost $3,000, I would have. There's a catastrophic cap, but that goes up. But yeah, when I have a copay, I had a copay here. Insurance unapplied credit of $14.63. I don't know if they're going to add that in there, but bottom line is I owed $39 for that. So, yeah. So I had to pay $39 for the injection of my hip for an injury caused by the Army. Should have been free. Should have been free. Eve's Gnome. Who the hell is Eve's Gnome? Christy Gnome? Root care and colonoscopy. I wonder what's done simultaneously. We have $7,000 bill we're paying off right now. Urgent care for severe gastro. Yeah, I don't know your story, South African farm girl. I don't know your story. I don't know your story at all. If you're a refugee, then you should have had Medicaid if you were a family, or refugee medical assistance if you were a singleton. 30 days and hit the ground running. Good job. Okay. Well, my surgery, when I nearly died from my gallbladder in 2010, was May 1st when I had the surgery, I think it was $7,800. The surgeon who saved my life got $750. That's all he got. I know, because they didn't pay the bill. I had a collection notice to destroy my credit history because the Army didn't pay the bill. Even though in agony, doubled over in pain with a stone stuck in my bile duct, agonizing pain, I explained to them what was going on, gave them my ID card. They explained to me everything was fine. I called London for SOS International. I called Wisconsin for TRICARE. I called New York for TRICARE. All of them told me I was fine. Then none of them paid my bill. They just ignored it, and I got a collection notice threatening my credit score months later when I was transitioning back and forth between Africa and the U.S. What a crack. Oh, asylum. Yeah, well, yeah. You don't have that coverage then. Asylum seekers, yep. GIMW, how's it going? I wish you luck, South African farm girl. I don't know what's going to happen with these asylum cases, but history isn't good, so I wish you luck. Anyway, I was feeling pretty crappy, but I thought I had an obligation to try to come on here. Still, yeah, well, you think it's hot in San Antonio in February, March. Wait till August. Wait till August. That's nothing, man. Wait till August. That's going to be brutal. You think it's hot now? Now, check this out. Virginia, which is where Mad Max lives, is just become a fascist state. Yeah. They are directing that people cannot tell the truth about January 6th. This is unbelievable. Virginia passes legislation prohibiting schools from teaching falsehoods about January 6th. Now, who determines what the falsehood is? Virginia's legislature has passed a bill prohibiting schools from teaching what it considers to be falsehoods about the January 6th U.S. Capitol riot, including portraying it as a peaceful protest. The General Assembly approved the measure Thursday as the first of its kind legislation to combat false statements. This will not survive. This is censorship. This is censorship. This will not survive. You have to evaluate the books. If you don't agree with them, you don't approve them. But this is censorship, saying you can't do it. It's a criminal act. The bill says that school instruction must not describe, portray, or present as credible a description of portrayal of the actions precipitating or involved in the events of January 6th insurrection as peaceful protest. So first off, there was no insurrection. There was no attempt to overthrow the government of the United States. That's what an insurrection is. This is just bullshit. These are scumbags, and I'm going to march on Richmond and get their heads on a pike. This is ridiculous. Let's come and visit where in August? San Antonio? No. That ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen. Yeah. Yeah, just on the girl, but I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep. I was trying to sleep, and I couldn't sleep, and I was laying there, and the phlegm building up my chest. I just got up. I might as well. Yeah, the new guy is Mark Wayne Mullen from Oklahoma. So, Ireland, what a game that was. I dozed in and out of the game, but I did catch a fair portion of it, and the Welsh really gave it their best effort. They got a yellow card, unfortunately, towards the end. But Tomas Williams got the yellow card, but they did their best. and they lost 27-17. But I'm telling you, man, this game was closer than 27-17. It was 24-17. They had the ball inside the 22 with about 7 minutes left. They turned it over. Otherwise, this could have been knotted up. Ireland is very fortunate. They're not a very good team, and I don't think that Scotland can beat France tomorrow. I hope they do, but I don't think they can. Meanwhile, this is bullshit. All right, so any Province fans here? Okay, let's just put this up really quickly. Got any Province fans? I don't want to hear about the Bulls fans. I want to hear about your stuff. You guys are going to complain. Okay, start a poll. Are you a Western? God bless it. Why is that? Glasses at Western. Okay. There you go. Western Province. There's your chance to vote in a poll. Put your vote up if you're a Province fan. Sorry, these are the glasses. They're in my way. Keep getting away. I'm sitting down there. Look kind of like a Poindexter. Plus, they get a lot more reflection in these right here, so it's kind of annoying. So I took those off. Yeah, but I had them on earlier when I was trying to set up. I had to reset all my software. It's just I had to reintroduce the camera, microphone, make sure it was all working. Ugh. Anywhere southeast is crap. It is. Yep. Bry, Boervorst, and San Antonio. Okay, Sandy. Yeah, I'll be coming to Richmond. Yeah, and these clowns are going to hear from me. This is censorship. This is bull. This is utter boo. So the poll's up. Most of you, unfortunately, have had a miserable life. You're not Province fans. So I really feel sorry for you. Western Province name is ditched for the Currie Cup as the Stormers brand goes full metal jacket. This crappy freaking gay Stormers, infinity bullshit symbol now is propagated even further. The name Western Province will not be used in the Currie Cup as the franchise goes full metal jacket with the Stormers. The Western Province Currie Cup team will play as the Stormers 23, with the junior professional side being known as the Stormers Bolts. Yeah, well, we'll call them Province, so you can shove that little gay freaking infinity sign where it's don't sign. Yeah, the name Western Province will cease to exist in the Currie Cup as the Stormers' trading name will now reverberate in the professional competitions the franchise participates in. The Western Province name has only been retained in amateur competitions as the age group size of various youth weeks. According to Stormers Rugby Chief Executive Officer Johan LaRue, who can't make a profit despite full stadiums, strong elements of the heritage will remain in the design of kits, but the alignment of the Stormers brand is in line with the direction the franchise is taking. A direction we didn't ask for. Yeah, no, screw this. This is bullshit. That's Province, baby. That's Province. And that's what I'll call them, Province. Arctic is asking if you're a Bulls fan, does that make you gay? I don't know, Arctic. Does it make you gay if you're a Bulls fan? Yeah, I don't know. Vape. Yep, there you go, Heinrich. Yep. So I feel really bad for you people that are voting against the poll. It's sad that you must have been abused as children. It's really sad to see you not being Province fans. Yeah. Yep. I'm no West Province fan. Come on, it's part of our rugby history. Exactly. That's why they changed it. It's racist. That's what it's all about. It's about racism. It's about destroying the cultural heritage. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Northern Transvaal, gone. Western Province, gone. Yep. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Yeah, Western Province, like a brother in jail. You love him, but you don't talk about him in polite conversation. That's probably a fair point. Thank you, Angela Dutoy. I do hope I get better, but it's not happening yet. It started Wednesday nights when I first felt it. I didn't really feel like doing a live stream Wednesday night. I did a long one. Last night I did one. Tonight I wasn't going to do one. I started an hour later, and here I am. Bulls fans are making coffee for their wives so they don't get slapped again. Possibly. That could be what's going on there, Arctic. Fair. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, so here's the news that I cannot confirm. I have sent a message. I don't know. I did tell you that some famous people would be coming to America, whether it's under the refugee program or not. I already know one person that's come over here. This purportedly is the second person. Whether it's as a refugee or just moving, it's huge. This is seismic. Nas Bota and his wife apparently have moved to Kansas. Nas Bota and Christine het naar Kansas in America verhuis. Yep. Wow. Karen was up and tied in Nebraska by the Cornhuskers. So she was in Nebraska previously, but they're in Kansas. According to a Facebook report, I have no confirmation of this, and that's where it came from. Supra Rugby's post. No confirmation. There it is in English. So, I don't know if it's true, but I've reached out to Nas. I don't know if it's true. Their justification for dropping WP and they're coming with that stupid freaking, infinity symbol. I don't know. It's dumb. It's dumb. North Transvaal used to be the best team for young players to be accepted. Yep. Yeah, province was destroyed when they moved from Newlands. You're right about that, Chippy. I've been to Newlands. I did a video on it. Did you guys see that? I put it on TikTok. That one had a couple 100,000 views. Yep. Heard from a family in South Africa that they are going to do large-scale interviews soon. Well, you can hear lots of things from people. They don't know what they mean. It's true. Lots of people run their mouths and don't know what they're talking about. So, I mean, I don't know what to say about that one. Yep. I don't know. Yeah, I don't live off of rumors. I take rumors and I run them down, and sometimes there's merit to them, but sometimes there's not. I had people tell me 5 different days in February that 200 plus people left South Africa. It's impossible. There's no way that those days was 200 plus people. People exaggerate. Yep. But whatever the case is, we have 3,490 that got here now. And that number hasn't changed because that runs through February 28th, and there was no flights from February 20th to 28th. So that is the figure. 3,490 South Africans come over the refugee program so far. All right, let's see how many of you are fortunate enough to be province fans. Let's take a look at that. Some of you are going to be very lucky. A lot of you aren't. Okay, the numbers have picked up a bit. There, 97 votes. Can we get a few more? Can we get a few more? Good morning. Nas, Eagles coach. I don't know about that. Scott Lawrence is the coach. Cape Town to Newland Station to watch the game. These trips were epic. I bet. Yeah, I don't know that Nas came on the refugee program. Special skills is probably what it was. Yep. But I did tell you some famous people are coming to America. I did. Yep. So before anybody runs around and says I claimed he was in the refugee program, I did not. I did not claim that. I never implied that. I never stated that. I don't know. I'm just saying, and I don't even know he's in the States. I've sent him a note, sent him a text, and asked if it's true. But if he's in South Africa, he might not be up yet. If he's in America, he might be in bed already. So anyway, yep. Yep. At Jesse Jackson's service, humble and proud. That's the wrong one. It's not the one I'm looking for. Here's the one I'm looking for. There you go. Service. Look at the Clintons and Kamala up there in the front row. There's Barry Obama. Where's Michelle? The Bidens. I don't see Michelle. Was she speaking? I guess she's up there speaking. Michelle Mybell. The large-scale public event in Chicago on Friday caps 2 weeks of memorials. 2 weeks for a race hustler extraordinaire. 3 former presidents, a sitting mayor and governor, business executives, clergy members, and gospel singers gathered Friday morning at the south side of Chicago at a public memorial service for the Reverend Jesse Jackson. Turned celebrity and solemn, drew thousands of Chicagoans and capped 2 weeks of memorials for Mr. Jackson. Dozens of speakers examined his legacy and put everybody to sleep. Barack Obama, Biden, Clinton, Kamala Harris, Gavin Newsom, Hillary Clinton, Jill Biden also attended. Apparently Michelle wasn't there. Obama recalled watching Jackson on the debate stage during his run for president. It was Mr. Jackson who helped draw him to Chicago. Yeah. Yep. I don't see his son carrying the casket there. Why isn't Jesse Jackson's son carrying the casket? Oh, look at that scumbag. Pritzker. Mr. Jackson, race hustler extraordinaire, a man who did more to harm race relations than anybody in this country except Barack Hussein Obama. Yep. I did not say he came over as a refugee. I did not. I said famous people are coming over here. You inferred something I did not imply. I'm not drinking any booze. That's not going to make me feel better. Obama slams Trump. What a scumbag. We are living in a time when it can be hard to hope. Each day we wake up with some new assault on our democratic institutions, another setback, the idea of the rule of law, an offense to common decency, says the scumbag who weaponized the IRS with Lois Lerner and shut down nonprofits because they weren't politically correct with his scumbag worldview, who allowed this country to be overrun by scumbags in his administration, a man who also murdered innocent American citizens, well, innocent or not, extrajudicially murdered them with drone strikes abroad. Yeah, our democratic values being undermined by this scumbag racist. I don't think I have anything to listen from Barry Obama. This scumbag piece of human feces violated the Constitution, undermined the rule of law, perpetrated race hatred in this country, and destroyed the social fabric of this country in just 8 years. What a piece of human sludge. I'm not going to hear anything from this goober. We're living in a time where it can be hard to hope. Yeah, what about that hope and change, Barry? That hope and change, you destroyed America. Yeah, he armed the mullahs so they would have nuclear weapons. Piece of filth. But this man, Jeffy Jackson, inspires us to take a harder path. His voice calls each of us to be heralds of change. Really? The Reverend Jesse Jackson, who had kids out of wedlock and used his foundation's money to pay off the woman he knocked up. Yeah, I don't think that this qualifies as a man of great integrity here. You know, one thing to have an affair, that's his business. Another thing to father a child out of wedlock, that's his business. But then to steal from the Rainbow Coalition and use the money to pay off his illegitimacy, that is a criminal act. Should have been in jail. Should have been in jail. We have an administration that doesn't share any of the values that we have, and don't think I'm exaggerating a little bit, Biden said. Yeah, we don't have your values, Joe Biden. We're not anti-American, anti-white, anti-Christian, anti-male scumbags like you. You demented lunatic. I'm surprised they gave you enough freaking injections to get you out of your coffin to make it to this event. Oh, gosh. Trump wrote on Truth Social, Jesse was a force of nature like few others before him. He had much to do with the election without acknowledgement or credit of Barack Hussein Obama, a man who Jesse could not stand. He loved his family greatly, and to them I'm deepest. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everyone forgets that Jesse Jackson hated Barack Obama. Yep. Because he took all the limelight off of Jesse Jackson. Now Obama shows up and tries to get credit and attention for it. Yep. Played for Northern Transvaal, then we were proud of our Daisy. The Daisy are the girls, man. The Daisies are the girls. David Free, thank you for your membership. The Daisies are the girls. No, we're just having fun. What's this about, Steve Hofmeyer? No, Steve Hofmeyer's not over here. I don't think Steve will be coming over here. Had a nice PM nap to still be up this late PA time. Interesting fact, just for your info, my H-2A visa was refused twice, 2 months here in ZA. I'm not sure what to tell you. Lots of them do get refused. I don't know if you realize that. Have you had one previously? We still have H-2A visa holders over here, and they come over all the time, so I don't know why yours was rejected. Is it your first time in the hopper to try to get one? Or have you been here previously? Yep, Donald Trump was good to Jesse Jackson. Don't be stabbed in the back. You're right about that. Yeah, NASA's not that tall. Kansas is a bit boring. I've been there. And flights are empty and cheap. Yep. Sorry. Oh, gosh, can't believe we produced that much. Anyway. Nas tried out for the Cowboys. He never played in a season with them. Yep, didn't quite work out. Yeah, saw a lot of H2A boys come over this week. Season is starting. You see, there you go. No, well, that's what they are, Meerkat. For the Democrats, Paul Wellstone's funeral in Minneapolis was the exact same thing. It was just a political spectacle is what it was. Today, Saturday, we should braai everyone. I don't eat potato salad. H2A YouTuber from South Africa on YouTube does say majority of applications will not get denied. Yes, I know. I've said that all along. Most of them do get denied. We don't need that many people. That's hardly news. Hardly earth-shattering, hardly new. Excuse me. Anyway. Yeah. So, yeah, I want to cover that. And Donald Trump is demanding unconditional surrender from the Iranians. Unconditional surrender. And the South African government chooses to attack the United States. We just saw Cyril Ramaphosa claim that South Africa is not a threat to the United States. And then they come out and poke us in the eye. No refusal previously and have been in for 5 years now. They refused because they now need the SAPS 365 form in the United States. Oh, I didn't know that. That's news to me. That must be an immigration thing. It's not a question of H-2A being denied because for cause. It's being denied because you don't have a police clearance, I guess. I guess they need that now. Which is just silly. We don't need that to take refugees from South Africa. So sounds like Homeland Security doesn't know what Homeland Security is doing. You can't find garlic bread? What are you talking about, Max? It's everywhere. Go to the grocery store. There's garlic bread. I eat garlic bread all the time with my spaghetti. USA, get an agent to handle SAPS forms. Yep. Yep. Washington Post, going bankrupt, Michelle Duchess. Lost my wallet with EAD in it. I need to apply. Oh, that's not good. How in the heck do you do that? Why do you carry original EAD around? You should carry a copy around. Man, it's a bit late for you, Sandy, but I mean, you should, man, you need to make copies of those things and save the originals. Well, I don't know what garlic bread you're used to, Mad Max, but there's garlic bread here, so I'm not sure what you're getting at. I've had garlic bread in South Africa, and I found it wanting. So I'm not sure which garlic bread you're referring to. Yeah, exactly. Every Italian restaurant or show has it. Yep. Well, at least you have a copy, Sandy. Hopefully that's satisfactory for people. Yep. In the meantime, you can apply for another one. Yeah, you should always carry the copy. I mean, unless you've got some appointment where they say they have to see the original, then you're very careful. A friend of mine from South Africa, lives in Centurion, was robbed here in the States. He's here on business. He has no passport, no ID, no credit cards, no cash. I don't know what's going on with him. He called me a couple times, and I'm just checking in on him. Let me see real quick. See if he's still here. He couldn't travel. He tried to get on a plane. I said, well, I'm not sure that's going to work because TSA can't get you on there. Well, okay, at least he's still getting 2 ticks. Spaghetti with ketchup. Who eats spaghetti with ketchup? That's disgusting. Constipation. Ugh, that sucks. City Press in Cape Town, a business review after 40 years. Yeah, good story, Light Rain. If we gave that criminal junkie a golden casket for overdosing while police kneeled on him, I guess Jesse gets a multi-day funeral. Yep. Well, Veroska got a call last night to say that she's confirmed. Well, fantastic. Veroska, that's great to hear. What sucks as well is that my South African license lost this wealth of well. I can't apply for a license. No, you can't. You can't. So now you can't drive. That sucks. Yeah, traditional mainstream media is collapsing. It should collapse faster because they're just propagandists. I mean, I just exposed New York Times. I mean, did you guys watch my videos? Not many people did. I exposed that. I exposed Ramaphosa, and then I exposed New York Times. But only 8,800 people watch it. It's very disappointing. That's the kind of low number of views that SABC gets on its videos. Anyway. He's not complaining, Harley. He's not complaining. He's just making a point he can't get what he wants. Don't be picking on him. The guy was up every night, all night long, patrolling to keep his family safe every night. Oh, thank you, Siggy, for watching it. Yeah, I had some abdominal pain earlier. I think I'm getting a kidney stone. I'm not. I need to drink a lot more water. Hopefully, I can prevent that from happening. Well, I thought it was very generous and kind to them, Xavier. I didn't think I really ripped into them. I thought it was very kind. I thought I didn't really do much to them because they deserve far worse. You know what I'm saying? I think they deserve far worse, but I thought I was very kind to them. So where is my little camera at now? I added another camera here. I'm looking to see. I couldn't get to work earlier, so I'm going to see if I can get to work now. Come on, Logitech. Capture. By the screen. There it is. There it is small. Nope, it's not working. Nope, not working. That's a shame. Based on my interview, the officer put up a page with road signs. I had to answer so randomly. I think it's a great thing to make sure. Yeah, that's a good idea. Is it necessary? Is it kind? No, then shut up. What are we talking about, Arctic? Is this what passes for journalism? Yeah, no, it is. Is this what passes for journalism? I'm serious. I mean, it's so obvious. I mean, it's just utter nonsense here. Charles' wife just left to go sell your stuff. Could also be from the phlegm you keep swallowing. I'm not swallowing the phlegm. See, I'm spitting it all up. Spitting it all up. No, I thought I was quite kind to the New York Times. I wasn't trying to attack the journalist, but I mean, that's lame. I mean, they keep saying the same thing. Reuters, I accurately said what the Reuters story Ted Hessen put out there is wrong too. They keep saying Afrikaners, white Afrikaners. It's not just for white Afrikaners. They want that to be the truth. They don't want to report the facts. Yes, apparently he's going to speak at a private service. Yep. Watching the colonel hearing gunshots in the suburb below some of the day in South Africa. Well, that's terrible. Safe Oosthuizen. Sorry to hear that, man. That sucks. That sucks big time. Anyway, yeah, so I got to be up at for an 8 o'clock interview, and I need to send them some notes. So I'm going to talk about, God bless it, excuse me. So I'm going to talk about a few things. Let's see. The first one I'm going to talk about is Ramaphosa's New York Times interview. Trump unconditional surrender. Excuse me. God bless it, that phlegm. Durko. Attacking USA. Okay, what else can I talk about for that? Preconceived narrative was so blatantly obvious at the end of the interview. The journal had a brown ring around his mouth. Why is that? I thought I handled very diplomatically too. I didn't attack them personally. Towel around on Indian CNN and talk about Bollywood reporting. Oh my God, they really ramp up the rhetoric. I don't even know who Talaran is. CNN. I don't know who Talaran is, and I don't watch CNN. CNN's just not even. It's not even real. Haha, funny, Garrett. Funny. No, I haven't been hanging around John Steenhuisen, so I don't have foot and mouth disease. Nope, I do not. Unconditional surrender. Trump, Durko. What else we got here? Yeah, it's been a crazy week. Well, it can cause bronchitis. That's true, but I really can't do much about it now, can I? All they're going to do is give me something that treats the symptoms. It doesn't make me better. My body has to fight it off. I don't think CNN is going to change with the Paramount takeover Warner Brothers. Nope. And let me show you something. I'll be right back because I have like 14 shares of Discovery. How many tens of millions of dollars did they waste mailing this out to Warner Brothers Discovery, mailing this book? This is about the takeover bid. They urge us to take the Netflix. This is already over. Netflix is withdrawn. And I got this today. It's already decided. Now, it's up to the government whether they approve it or not. It's a different story. But yeah, so dear Warner Brothers Discovery stockholder. Yeah. So this is what I'm supposed to read to make a decision about whether I should approve the Netflix deal. Seriously? I mean, these people, they just have no option. This is a legal requirement. They have to do it because they're advocating for it. So here's the card they send here. Vote for the Warner Brothers Netflix merger. Your vote matters. Well, I was against it, so I'm glad it failed. I don't want Netflix to own anything. I want Netflix to go bankrupt. I hate Netflix. It's a racist network full of crap that creates a show for 2 or 3 years to suck you in, then dumps it after you get into a show. You invest in it. No, they're just horrible. I don't hate Netflix. And they were charging me $7 a month. Now it's $27 a month for the same crap. Government apparently realizes it's better to first vaccinate the healthy animals before the sick ones. Well, yes. Yeah, there's still lots of snow. No, the snow's gone. No, the snow's gone. No, class action CDL by South Africans. Yeah, the snow is gone, man. It's gone. Snow has been gone for a few days. We had a lot of rain a few days earlier in the week, and it's just wiped out all the snow. All the snow's gone. Anyway, so yeah, be sure to hit the like button, guys, if you haven't done already, if you don't mind. How we doing? Likes 147. That's pretty good. Yep. Christy Nome will have no impact on the refugee program. None whatsoever. Might make it go faster because she wasn't doing her job very effectively. Quick pop in, leaving for the range in 10 minutes. Have 8 a.m. slot. Well, I have an 8 a.m. slot for an interview. But I can't even rest because Sunday I'm going to be gone all day. We have a purse bingo for the auxiliary at our VFW, and then I've got to go down to the district meeting. I'm going to be exhausted Sunday night. It sucks. And now I might be traveling to Florida this coming weekend. Just depends when the flights are available. Might have to leave midweek. I'm looking to see. So, yep. The traveling chat, love when the trolls. Who's the traveling clat? Love when he trolls Muslim. Who's that? Yep. Take care, Xavier. Hey, Debbie. Well, I haven't left yet. Let's see if Bob's still working. Let's see if Bob is still working. Hang on. Because I had to adjust everything else. Oh, Bob's still working. There he goes. Hey, Bob. How's it going, man? It's a bugger off bunny. Yes, Guy, I reported on that during my news program today. 92,000 jobs lost. The unemployment rate ticked up to 4.4%. That's correct. 1/10 of 1%. Stephen Norkia, what's up? Yeah, the news reports are correct. But those numbers get adjusted up or down, so could be worse, could be better. Give it about 30 days. Give it about 30 days. They get adjusted up or down. Anyway, let me take a look at my other accounts. How are we doing here? Curtis Yarvin says the West has no balls and will now simply turn into South Africa. Americans, Europeans will not resist the mass immigration and population replacement. You know, the thought they will grab. Wow.
What you're seeing, especially in what used to be called the White Dominions, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, especially is you're seeing they're starting to speed run. They're starting to come out of their crouch and basically just be like, yeah, actually, in the 21st century, I think they've increased the population of Canada by like 35%.
That will be non-Canadians. Non-Canadians. Elon Musk retweeted that. He doesn't retweet anything I do. Oh, well. Such is life. Yeah, I feel like the Twitter hides my stuff. I could be wrong. It just feels like that. It just really feels like. Yeah, South Africa's going to have fuel stop. Hey, Ronell, what's going on? Oh, have a good one. Take care. Yeah, I covered Iran already. Trump has demanded unconditional surrender. Unconditional surrender. Okay, let me go find my Facebook. I'm curious about the Facebook now because the Facebook is, we're getting up there quickly. 8,700 followers now. That's cool. Cool. The New York Times one I put up has 16,000 views. The refugees, the real number is 10,000. So people aren't turning in for refugees there. The ANC digging their own graves has 93,000 views. My South African to mediate the Iran conflict, 188,000 views. Wow. What else we got here? Our white South Africans unwelcome at Walmart, 81,000 views. And then refugees find refugees in America, 98,000 views. And then the Foreign Ministry responded to the passing of the Ayatollah, 95,000 views. And then where's it at? This one here is 144,000 views. Reuters reports U.S. will bring in 4,500. Yeah, so I've got one approaching 150 and another approaching 200,000 views on Facebook. I have nothing even remotely like that since November on this channel. 188,000 views. That's crazy. See insights. Let me see insights on this video. Okay. Yeah, and 96% are non-followers. That's pretty cool. Wow. That's pretty cool. Look, Facebook is it's not YouTube, but but it's growing, so I'll take it. Excuse me. Oof. Elon Musk had his, what did he say about that? Okay. Let me see if I can find it. Did he do it? Yeah, I don't do clickbait titles. I don't do clickbait titles. Elon Musk. What did he say about the New York Times thing? I'm looking. He's talking a lot about Grok here. Starlink. Anthropics. Anthropics, Claude, that's their AI. Describe white pride using only one word. Racism. Describe black pride using only one word. Empowerment. Yep. Claude can make mistakes. Of course it can, because it's racist. Yep. I don't see anything about the New York Times here. Maybe it's further down. Hey, Colonel, hope you... Well, did you see Lex Luthor getting the young Republican involved with spread word of Africa? Yeah, no, but they're getting things... Unwelcome at Walmart? That's not a clickbait title. That's a fact. There's no white... 43% of the population of Boxburg is non-white. And virtually zero people in those photographs are non-black. Virtually none of them are non-black. That's not a clickbait title. Nice try there, Arctic. It's not a clickbait title. If it was clickbait, I would have stuck the word racism in there. Yep. Hey, Ann, boys, what's going on? No reason to apologize for being late, Dion Emsley. It's good to see you there. Yeah, no, the Republicans are getting things wrong. It's not helpful. Do you see Lewis Hamilton? This guy, Lewis Hamilton, man. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Cannot believe this guy's for real.
I'm really looking forward to hoping that the people that are running those different countries all unite and come together and take Africa back. That's what I want to see. Take it back from the French, take it back from the Spanish, take it back from the Portuguese and the British. It's so important for the future of that country and for that continent. I mean, they have all the resources to be the greatest and most powerful.
Yeah, and they have none of the culture. Yeah, Lewis Hamilton, the guy's more white than he's black, and he's running around being a racist. What the hell? Sick stuff. Wow. The Home Secretary, who's not English, is on Sky saying that English people don't exist.
Is what you set out today, you say, is a Labour immigration policy. And it means, in your mind, that people like your parents who play by the rules can find a home in this country, and that their children can, and this is an interesting word, their children can unthinkingly call themselves English. Do you personally, without reservation or hesitation, call yourself English?
Yes, that's why I put that in this.
Excuse me? She's English? No, she's not English. No, I'm sorry, sweetheart. You're not English. Hamilton might be able to claim he's English. You're not English. You have no English parents, no English ancestry. No. Mimicking culture does not make you English. Just like mimicking Pakistani culture does not make me Pakistani. You can be a UK national, but sweetheart, you're not English. You are not English.
Because it's never occurred to me that I'm not. I very much identify with being somebody who's a Brummie. I think Birmingham is one of the best of the English cities, and I consider myself English as well as British as well.
She's a lunatic. This woman is you're not English, sweetheart. See, now they're trying to steal cultural appropriation. Cultural appropriation. Stealing Englishness. Wow. Wow, she's not English. I'm sorry, sweetheart. You're not English.
I know that sometimes people use English to mean slightly different things, but for me...
No, people use English to describe English people, you dumbass.
My identity, being someone who's born and lived in England all my life, that's who I am.
No, that makes you a UK national, you dumbass.
So, in minority homes, generally speaking, English usually means white. From your point of view, you've gone past that. I think definitely when I was younger, everybody would have said if you're saying someone is English, what you really mean is they're white. I think that is a little bit.
No, that's not what we meant, you dumbass. We meant that they were English. We meant that they were English. You're not English. Fuck off back to wherever you came from.
Less true today as more of us are settled in England, as you've seen the rise of sort of Scottish civic identity and Welsh civic identity.
Scotch and Welsh identity have been there for a millennia, you dumbass. There's no rise of identity there. They've been there that's the reason why the English had such a hard time conquering them. This woman is dumber than peat moss.
If England were playing Scotland in a football match, I know who I'm supporting. I wouldn't even think twice about...
Supporting a football team does not make you English, you dumbass. I support South Africa. It doesn't make me a South African. I'm a Springbok fan. Does not make me a South African. Good God.
supporting anyone other than
And if they're
England.
playing Pakistan at cricket?
Exactly the same, England all the way. So because of that, I think over the last few years, you've seen more of a sense of confidence amongst...
Speaking with an English accent does not make you English. It makes you a resident of the place where you grew up. It does not make you English. English is a cultural group. It's an amalgam of Vikings and Anglo-Saxons and Utes and even a mix of Celts in there. Yep. She is not English.
Minority communities to consider themselves English, but also I think English is not a race identity so much as it is a civic. And
it is. It's a cultural. It's not civic, you moron. It's not race. It's not civic. It's cultural.
National identity, and that is definitely the perspective I have of it.
And it is blood as well.
And as
stupid people, I swear. Stupid people. Fried pickles now available at the Tesla Diner in Los Angeles. Okay, thanks for that, Elon. Oh, gosh. A Somali fraudster in Minnesota has been sentenced to 5 years in federal prison for his role in conspiracy to bribe a black female juror during a Somali fraud trial. They tried to bribe the juror with $120,000 cash in a bag with instructions to make other jurors think the prosecution is racist. Yep, there you go. So, there you go. Another fraudster. Abdul Karim Farah. Why do we let these shitbags in our country? Who let these people in? These people should be taken out and horsewhipped to let these people in. Meta contractors in Kenya told Swedish newspapers they're being asked to review intimate footage from Ray-Ban AI glass, including people undressing, using the bathroom, watching porn, and filming sex. One contractor said users don't realize until they're still recording when they set the glasses down. They sold set. Yeah, didn't Ronaldo talk about these glasses? He was all over them a couple years ago. Anyway. All right, well, that's enough of... So here's his mother, Elon's mother. My mom took this photo of my dad after they landed somewhere. In the 1950s, they were flying from South up Africa and across Asia to Australia without GPS and no radio. Anyway, no one spoke English. They were the only people to fly the distance in a single-engine canvas plane. Magnificent adventure. So proud of them. The opening line in my book is my dad's motto, live dangerously, carefully. Sounds like Elon. Yep. Every other group on the planet can shut up about blood and soil, but whites are not allowed to be a people from the historic homeland. Exactly. Screw them. I'm tired of these racists. We're not going to tolerate it. Well, Arctic's been here. He just hasn't been commenting. He had to go through some things because of people misbehaving. Nobody here, I hope. But I don't know that Walmart has been approached here. I'm going to write to them. Yep. He tried out for the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know that he ever played in a game. Don't know that he ever played in a game. So. Okay. Someone sent me a solution for kidney stones. I don't know that I have a kidney stone. I'm just being proactive. I have pain on my side here. The only thing I can think of is kidney. Explain to us what exactly a dingbat doorknob is. Okay. A dingbat is a dumb person, a stupid person. A doorknob has no intelligence whatsoever. So that's what a dingbat doorknob is. A stupid person with no intelligence. I'm reading the heading correct. What are you reading the heading correct on? I'm lost. What are you talking about? Reading what heading? I don't know what you're talking about. Walmart said they did a deal to pay money into the transformation, just like Microsoft and Google. Yeah, no, it's nice to have him back. It's not a grandpa slur guy. Oh, please. I used the term dingbat doorknob 40 years ago. Stop with that, grandpa stuff. I love how people are age discriminating, I am the same person I was when I was 20, except I'm a lot more experienced now and a lot less tolerant of stupid people. Rubbing Vicks in the soles of your feet and then placing thick socks on. Yeah, I don't know how that helps an infection, Snippets. How does that help an infection? The Vicks is not going to attack the virus. You have to fight the virus off. That's the problem. All right, snippets. I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. I wasn't going to come on tonight, and I need to get up at 8 o'clock. Or 7 o'clock. That's in 7 hours. So I'm going to lie down, turn on the TV. I watched the whole season of Hogan's Heroes earlier. What a great show that is. And the irony of all the Jews on the show doing a show about how stupid Nazis are, and all the Nazis were played by German Jews. Werner Klemper was a German Jew from Cologne. John or Johann Banner, Sergeant Schultz, was an Austrian Jew. Then you also had General Burkholder, Major Hochstetter, all Jews. It was hilarious that they made fun of the Nazis. And most people didn't even get that. No, they won't email me back. Okay. All right, guys, that's going to be it. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done already. I'm going to take off. Thanks for tuning in tonight. And I don't know about whether I'll do one tomorrow or not. We'll see. I was supposed to do a RefD interview, but I never nailed that down with the person. They said they were available Friday and Saturday, but I had another RefD interview today, so I couldn't do that. You guys be well. Cheers, and thanks for tuning in.